Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 13 Test 4 Section 2 analizini ko'rib chiqamiz va birinchi navbatda biz savollarni o'qib olishimiz va bizdan nima kutilayotganligini tushunishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Keling, birinchi navbatda audioni to'xtatamiz.
First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16.
O'zing ko'rganligingda bizga 11 dan 16 gacha bo'lgan savollarni o'qib olishni, o'rganib chiqishni ga ruxsat berishdi, vaqt berishdi. Shu vaqtdan foydalangan holda biz o'qib olishimiz va tushunib olishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Ishlamadi. Buni olamiz. Keyin shu birgalikda qilamiz. Xo'p, nima qilishimiz kerak? Birinchi navbatda savollarni o'qishimiz kerak. As usual. Xo'p, o'z ko'rganingizdek sinov center haqida bo'lar ekan, 11 dan 16 gacha multiple choice savollari ABC va Annie recommends that when cross country skiing the visitors should. Demak, Annie rekomendatsiya qilar ekan, visitorlarga nimadir qilishni. Get away from regular trails. Demak, regularni har doim ishlatiladigan traillardan, yo'laklardan get away, chiqib ket, boshqa joylardan aylanib yur. Stop to enjoy views of the scenery. Sceneryni viewlarni enjoy qilish uchun stop qil. Go at a slow speed at the beginning. Boshlanishida slow speedda yur, sekinroq yur. What does Annie tell the group about this afternoon dog sled trip? Dog sled trip haqida nima deyirkan gruppaga? Those who want can take part in the race. Konkada qatnashish mumkin ekan. Anyone has a chance to drive a team of dogs. Kuchuklarni komandasini drive qila olish mumkin ekan. One group member will be chosen to lead the trail. Demak, bu qismda bitta guruh a'zosi lead qilish uchun tanlanishi kerak bo'lar ekan. What does Annie say about team relay event? Team relay event. O'zing ko'rganligingda bu qismda A hammasi medal olishar ekan, B 4 kilometr, C o'qituvchi tomonidan boshqarilar ekan yoki yo'lga qo'yilar ekan. On the snowshoe trip visitors will. Demak, snowshoe tripda nima qilishar ekan? Old gold mine visit qilishar ekan, unusual flower ni o'rganishar ekan, top of the mountain ni climb qilishar ekan. Cost of accommodation in the mountains hut includes. Demak, bu qismda mountain hutda accommodationda jilyoni narxi nimani o'z ichiga oladi? Supply of drinking water berishar ekan sizga, suv berishar ekan. Transport of visitors luggage, luggage transportirovka qilishar ekan, ovqat berishar ekan, cooked meals. If there is a storm while the visitors are in the hut, they should. Demak, hutda turishganda storm bo'lib qolsa, nima qilishlari kerak? Contact the bus driver bilan gaplashish kerak. Weather improve qilgancha kutish kerak. Emergency locator beaconni ishlatish kerak ekan. Endi savollarni eshitgan holda, audioni eshitgan holda javoblarni topishga harakat qilamiz birgalikda.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Snow Centre. My name's Annie. I hope you enjoyed the bus trip from the airport. We've certainly got plenty of snow today. Well, you've come to New Zealand's premier snow and ski centre, and we've a whole load of activities for you during your week here. Most visitors come here for the cross-country skiing, where you're on fairly flat ground for most of the time, rather than going down steep mountainsides. There are marked trails, but you can also leave these and go off on your own, and that's an experience not to be missed. You can go at your own speed. It's great aerobic exercise if you really push yourself. Or, if you prefer, you can just glide gently along and enjoy the beautiful scenery.
O'zing ko'rganingdek cross country skiing, tekis yo'lda yurasan, down emas, regular traillarimiz bor, get away from this dedi. Bu experience'ni miss qilmasliging kerak dedi. Slow speedda ketasan degani yo'q, xohlagan speedingda yurishing mumkin dedi. Enjoy the view qilsang bo'ladi dedi, lekin stop degani yo'q. Bemalol sekin speedda enjoy the view qilsang bo'ladi dedi. O'shani o'qib qolamiz mana. Most visitors come here for cross-country skiing where you're fairly flat ground for most of the time, rather than going down steep mountains. There are market trails, but you can also leave this and go off on your own. That's an experience not to be missed. Buni miss qilma degan gap bo'ldi. at your own speed dedi. Push yourself qilsang aerobic exercise bo'ladi dedi. Glide gently dedi. Enjoy beautiful scenery dedi. Qisqasi, mana shu sababli javobimiz B ham bo'lmaydi, C ham bo'lmaydi, A bo'ladi.
This afternoon, you'll be going on a dog sled trip. You may have seen our dogs on TV recently racing in the Winter Sled Festival. If you want, you can have your own team for the afternoon and learn how to drive them, following behind our leader on the trail. Or if you'd prefer, you can just sit back in the sled and enjoy the ride as a passenger. At the weekend, we have the...
O'z ko'rganingizdek, teacherimiz bilan let by qilinadi dedi. O'zing guruh membering let qilmaydi dedi. Xohlasang dedi, o'sha doglarni hire qilishing mumkin-da, kontrol qilishni, drive qilishni o'rganishing mumkin dedi. Mana dog sled trip, you have seen our dogs recently racing in the Winter Sled Festival. Lekin o'tda racing degan gap bo'ldi, lekin take part, lekin sen gonkada qatnasha olasan degan gap bo'lgani yo'q, shuning uchun uni olmaymiz. If you want, you can have your own team. Mana o'zingni teaming bo'ladi. After learn how to drive qilasan dedi. Following behind our leader of the trail dedi, on the trail. Leaderimizni follow qilasan dedi. Group membering lead qiladi degani yo'q. You can just sit back dedi. Enjoy the ride as a passenger dedi. Shuning uchun A bilan C chiqib ketdi, javob B bo'ldi.
Team relay event, and you're all welcome to join in. We have a local school coming along, and a lot of the teachers are taking part too. Participation rather than winning is the main focus, and there's a medal for everyone who takes part. Participants are in teams of 2 to 4, and each team must complete 4 laps of the course. For your final expedition, you'll head off to Mount Frenna.
O'zing ko'rganingdek, each team led by teacher degani yo'q. School keladi, teacherlar ham qatnashish ehtimoli katta. Bu qismda winning emas, participation muhim. Shuning uchun hamma qatnashadigan odam medal oladi dedi. Mana team relay event, you are welcome to join in. We have a local school coming along. A lot of teachers are taking part. Lekin o'ta leader qiladi, lead by qiladigan yo'q. Participation rather than winning is main focus. There's a medal for everyone who takes part bo'ladi javob. Our teams of 2 to 4, each member must complete 4 laps of the course. Demak, qismda 4 kilometr degan gap ham yo'q, 4 laps degan gap borligi sababli javobni A olamiz, B emas, C emas.
Wearing a pair of special snowshoes which allow you to walk on top of the snow. This is an area where miners once searched for gold, though there are very few traces of their work left now. When the snow melts in summer, the mountain slopes are carpeted in flowers and plants. It's a long ascent, though not too steep, and walkers generally take a couple of days to get to the summit and return. You'll spend the night in our hut.
Get to the summit and return dedi. Shuning uchun ham summit degani top degani. Flower dedi, flower plant dedi, lekin unusual degan gap yo'q. Gold mine, o'tda gold qidirishgan dedi, lekin bir ikkita tracelar qolib ketgan, muvaffaqiyatli bo'lmagan dedi. Mana where miners once what special snowshoes mana. They once searched for gold, but there are a few traces there were left. H ketdi, with the gold mine yo'q. Snow melts and summer mountain slopes are carpeted in flowers and plants, lekin unusual haqida gap yo'q. Long ascent degan gap bor, not too steep dedi. Walkers generally take a couple of days to get to the summit. Mana bir kunda summitga chiqar ekanda, return qilib berar ekan. Shuning uchun ham javobni shu sababli, mana shu qism sababli o'qib olishning mumkin. Javobni C oldik.
Halfway up the mountain. That's included in your package for the stay. It's got cooking facilities, firewood and water for drinking. For washing, we recommend you use melted snow though, to conserve supplies. We can take your luggage up on our snowmobile for you for just $10 a person. The hut has cooking facilities, so you can make a hot meal in the evening and morning, but you need to take your own food.
O'z ko'rganingizdek, bu qismda biza cooking facility beramiz, water beramiz dedi, yana nimadir beramiz dedi. Ovqat bermaymiz dedi. O'zing ovqatingni o'zing olasan, ertalab kechqurun issiq ovqat yeyishing mumkin. Lagejingni $10 ga chiqarib beramiz dedi. Drinking water beramiz, agar lekin bir narsani yuvmoqchi bo'lsang, melted ice ishlat dedi. You spend the night out in the hut halfway in the mountain, included in your package for the stay. It's got cooking facilities, firewood and water for drinking. Mana o'zingiz ko'rgandek, water bor, drinking water bor. Firewood bilan cooking facility B bilan C da yo'q. Mana we can take your luggage for just $10. $10 ga chiqarib beramiz. cooking facility bor, lekin take your own, o'zingning ovqatingni o'zing chiqarib olishing kerak. Biz senga ovqat bermaymiz dedi. O'shuning uchun ham javob A bo'ladi. 16.
Weather on Mount Frenna can be very stormy. In that case, stay in the hut. Generally, the storms don't last long. Don't stress about getting back here to the centre in time to catch the airport bus. They'll probably not be running anyway. We do have an emergency locator beacon in the hut, but only use that if it's a real emergency, like if someone's ill or injured.
O'zing ko'rganingiz storm bo'lishi mumkin, lekin storm bo'lgan vaqtda xatni bemalol ichkari kutib tur. Uzoqqa bormaydi bu anolar don't last long dedim, ana yozib qo'yibdi. Bus driver basga yaqinlashishga, basga ulgurishga umuman o'ylab o'tirma, chunki u baribir ulgurmaysan, baribir yurmaydi dedi. Emergency locator beacon bor, lekin uni juda ham ekstrem случай dedi. Kimdir kasal bo'lib qolgan bo'lsa yoki jarohatlangan bo'lsa ishlab dedi. Mana came very stormy, in that case stay in the hut. O'tir o'sha yerda. Generally the storm doesn't last long and ko'p o'tmaydi storm. Kutib turishing kerak dedi. Airport bus bo'lmaydi, chunki running emas. Emergency locatorni real emergency, ill injured bo'lgan vaqtda ishlatadi dedi. O'shuning uchun ham javobni A bilan C olamiz. B javob bu. A bilan C chiqib ketadi, B javobni olamiz. Keyingi qismga o'tamiz. Xo'p, bu qismda information, matching information, good place to stop and rest, suitable for all abilities, crossing a river, a lot of skills, bad weather closed, narrow sections. Highland Trail, Pine Trail, Stone Trail, Losers Trail. Losers Trail, interesting. Loser Trail. Interesting. Hope davom etamiz.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
O'qib chiqdi shu ketaveramiz.
Good choice from where we are now. Let me tell you.
Boshlaylik.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Now, let me tell you something about the different ski trails you can follow during your stay here. Highland Trail's directly accessible from where we are now. This trail's been designed to give first-timers an experience they'll enjoy regardless of their age or skill, but it's also ideal for experts to practice their technique.
O'zing ko'rganingda bu beginnerlarga zo'r dedi, lekin ekspertlarga ham to'g'ri keladi dedi. Xushjo o'qib beramiz sizlarga. Hop, mana Highland Trails dedi. Has been designed to give first timers, ya'ni birinchi marta kelayotganlarga experience they will enjoy regardless of their age and skill, but also ideal for experts to practice their technique. O'zing ko'rganingdek yosh skilllardan qat'iy nazar birinchi marta kelayotgan odamlarga yordam beramiz. Zo'r maza qilib ketadi. Ekspertlar ham o'zini texnikasini praktika qilsa bo'ladi. O'shuning uchun ham B javobini berdik.
Then there's Pine Trail. If you're nervous about skiing, leave this one to the experts. You follow a steep valley looking right down on the river below. Scary! But if you fully master the techniques needed for hills, it's great fun. Stony.
O'zing ko'rganingda o'zingni skilllaringni o'rganib bo'lmasang, bu joyni shunday o'tkazib yuboradi. To'g'ri riverga boradi-da, a lot of skillni require qiladi-da. Pine Trail, nervous about skiing, leaves one to the experts. You follow a steep valley looking down right onto the river, scary, but you have fully mastered the techniques. Texnikalarni zo'r qilgan bo'lsang, need for hills, it's great fun. Texnikalaring bo'lsa, skilllaring bo'lsa zo'r. Shuning ham deep bo'ldi.
Trail's a good choice once you've got a general idea of the basics. There are one or two tricky sections, but nothing too challenging. There's a shelter halfway where you can sit and take a break and enjoy the afternoon sunshine.
O'zing ko'rganingda bu bir ikkita tricky sectionlari bor edi. F bo'ladi. Shelter bor edi. O'shda bemalol o'tirib, oy. Narrow demadi-da, tricky dedi, yaxshi, qiyinroq joylar dedi, lekin narrow degan gap bo'lgani yo'q. Lekin shelter bor dedi. Good place to stop and rest. Shelter bor, bemalol o'tirib, afternoon sunshine'ni bemalol maza qilib ko'rsang bo'ladi dedi. O'sha uchun ham javobni A belgilaymiz. Why? Qilaylikchi, A qilaylikchi. A ko'rinishi shekilli, to'g'rimi? Hoppa, A javob bo'ldi. Mana one or two tricky sections. They can narrow degan gap bo'lgani yo'q. Nothing too challenging. There's a shelter halfway where you can sit and take break, enjoy the afternoon. Sit and take break, but the sit, stop and rest is synonym of them.
Finally, lose Loser's Trail.
Loser's Trail.
This starts off following a gentle river valley, but the last part is quite exposed, so the snow conditions can be challenging. If it's snowing or windy, check with us before you set out to make sure the trail's open that day.
O'zing ko'rganingizdek river valleydan boshlanadi, lekin expose bo'lgani uchun ham snowga ba'zi vaqtda biz bilan gaplash, chunki yopilgan bo'lishi mumkin, yopiq bo'lib qolishi mumkin. Mana Loser's Trail starts following a gentle river valley, but the last part is quite exposed to snow conditions. Can be challenging. Snowy or windy, check with us before you set out to make sure the trail is open that day. Ochiq. Ba'zi vaqtlarda yopiq bo'lishi mumkin degan gap bo'ldi. Shuning uchun ham BD, AE javoblarini oldik. Shu bilan bu qism o'z nihoyasiga yetadi. Hamma savollarga javoblarni taxminan qilmadik, prosta tushuntirib harakat qildik. Hammasini detalli tushuntirishga, daskanali tushuntirishga. Endi agar muammo bo'ladigan bo'lsa, kommentlarda qoldirishingiz mumkin yoki prosta iltimos shu berilgan savollarni yodlab olinglar. Berilgan so'zni yodlab oling. Masalan, shelter degan so'zni 100% bilaman. Ko'rayotgan odamlarni 10 tadan 9tasi bilmaydi baribir. Shelter degan so'zni bilmaysizlar baribir. Hatto tricky degan so'zni ham bilmasligingiz mumkin. Tricky qayerda borda? Tricky degan narsa borda, işte qisqasi. Trail bilmasligingiz mumkin. Expose degan narsani bilmasligingiz mumkin. Katta ehtimol bilan adashayotgan bo'lishi mumkin, lekin ko'rib turibsizmi? Bilmadingizmi? Realni agar shu so'zni bilmagan bo'lsangiz, realni o'qishingiz kerak, vokabulariningiz kerak. To'g'risi, seriozno olingda, imtihoningizga seriozno qarangda, ishlang. Bo'ldi. Sessionga o'tamiz, sessionga